Can you hear? A good hat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Nice. Okay. I feel like those little bounces look tiny.
I drank a beer.
Why is that? What is that?
I drank another beer.
Yeah. So it's breakfast time. I think I'll take a beer.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? Hell, I am a little hungry. I'll take another cold beer.
Welcome to Rolling Recklessly, the Warhammer podcast where dice decide legends, paint never dries, and every roll tells a story. I'm Grizzly, and whether you're here for the lore, hobby, or the chaos of the tabletops, you're in the right place. So grab your dice, ready your general, wake your champions, and let's get reckless.
Welcome to Rolling Recklessly, the Warhammer podcast where dice decide legends and paint never dries and every roll tells a story. I'm Grizzly, and today we got a really fun one. We're breaking out the Age of Sigmar reveals from AdeptiCon, and then we're diving into the rumor mill. And yeah, some of these rumors are wild. Now, I did a live reaction and stream with Zach, and everything dropped. But Jesse wasn't there for that one. So today, we're going to run it back, break everything down properly, and talk about what it actually means. Jesse, what's up, brother? Ready to get into it?
Oh, yeah. I know a lot happened during that stream. I know AdeptiCon had a lot for Age of Sigmar. You know, I am a newly minted father of 4 now. So I got plenty busy, but I was able to catch up, and I'm ready to dive into this thing.
No, I'm excited to get into it. There's a lot of new stuff that we can go through. I'm excited to break this down and talk over it with you. Alright, before we get into AdeptiCon, let's hit the war table check-in. So me and Jesse got some games in this week, and I finally broke into my Seraphon a little bit more. I played it once before, but I don't have a ton of reps with him yet, so this was like a really good chance to start figuring him out. We ran 2 games at 1,000 points, Seraphon versus Skaven, and honestly, both games were super fun, and we learned a lot. You want to tell me how, like, what did you think about, like, our games?
Yeah, it was super exciting. You know, we both have had these armies for a while, and they've been built, and some of them are painted, some of them primed. But either way, we have all the assets necessary to play 1,000 or 2,000 points. So it's finally able to just dig into these armies and see what they do. Like, oh man, seeing how strong Seraphon are just makes me want to see the whole range at 2,000 points.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting, especially when we start doing, like, everything, like, for real. It's fun that we can just throw together 1,000 points, like, at one of our houses, and we can just, hey, let's play a game real quick. Let's learn how to play these armies, and then let's play like a game.
I love how, you know, it lets you showcase like what a model can do, and it kind of lets you play with a war scroll that maybe you've been like holding on to or haven't got any like real reps in a real game. So it's a good way to just like, hey, I want to learn these 5 models, these 5 war scrolls. So there was definitely stuff you find out about the armies, and you know, in our local meta, nobody really plays Seraphon. So like, you're the only kind of like exposure I'm going to get to this army.
Yeah, that I think that is like kind of exciting. So as I've been talking about really recently is like wanting to switch up, like, you know, new season, new army type deal.
Sure.
I'm really looking into that now. Seraphon is definitely in contention.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same way with my Skaven. You know, I feel like these are something I've been collecting since that first Skaven-tied box that I bought when I first got into this hobby. So they're long overdue to get their reps on the table.
No, it was actually, like, speaking of that, it was sick seeing them on the table. They, like, watching them put in work. I love seeing your Lord Screech out there.
Yeah.
You want to talk over your list real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk over the first list. So we had 2 games. Let's run over that first list, and then we'll talk that over, and then we'll go over our second list after.
Right. So when building into the Skaven, you really kind of want to decide, like, what you have leading and what you want the army to do. It's not one of those, like, blanket battle traits you can run. So I ran Envoys of the Deep Gnaw in the first game, and that's if you have a demon on the board, so think Screech, Vizek, any of the Vermin Lords, and they're near an infantry unit, they can shrug off wards on a 4-up, and it'll go into that unit. And it's really great if you have, you know, 2 units of 20 clan rats. It's essentially like 40 health you could put into them, potentially, if you roll good enough. You know, I soon found out that sometimes output is just it's just too much.
It's a little excessive.
It's too much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really cool to see that you could just like shunt that like damage off to like the clan rats, especially because the clan rats, like, you really have to kill them or you're not doing anything, is what it feels like. As an opponent, I haven't played them against myself, but I've only played against them.
Yeah.
And every time it feels like a waste of time unless you kill the entire unit.
It's amazing how 6 clan rats can foil like your objective. You'll be like, oh, I would have had this, but you have 6 1 health rats there.
Oh, and now it's end of turn. I'm gonna roll a d6 and
then
D3.
3 more will come back. Yeah,
back 3 more, and it's like.
So unless you can hit that unit for all of its 20 health.
It feels worthless.
It feels worthless to go into it.
It's one of those you got to plan going into it, because otherwise, man, like the whole clan rats, their whole thing is like they're wasting your time and they're holding the objective.
I will say though, for Croxagores and Carnosaur, doing 20 HP, doing 20 wounds doesn't seem very hard for those guys.
Yeah, well, so some guys hit pretty hard. As I ran through I had the Soggy Carnosaur, which. Man, has been a blast. I never played him. I usually play the other Carnosaur. I really like the model. I think it just deals a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Plus, it has like an extra enhancement. So you can give your heroes an artifact. You can give your heroes a heroic trait. And then
that's cool.
For him, he gets a monstrous trait or something.
Oh wow.
So for him, one of them is +1 to hit on his companion weapons, which brings him from a 4-2 to a 3-2.
Yeah, that's
2 of
insane.
his melee weapons, and the other one is already a 3-2. So with an all-out attack, I was getting him 2s and 2s. And at that point, it's like, each one of these it's a lot of attacks, and each one does at least 3 damage.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was able to chew through
Screech and like 90% of that.
Yeah, through Screech and like pretty much the 2 units of clan rats, leaving me on the first turn with just like some rat ogres and I think a master molder.
Yeah. It was one of those. We got to the point. It made me like really respect the Carnosaur and show like that the dinosaurs, the big dinosaurs, they really do need to be respected. You can't just like run into them with something that like that's just gonna die. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to like put effort, and you might want to try to strike first. You know what I mean? If you can, like don't let him hit first, because he's gonna. I was able to split attacks, I think. Or no, I guess at that point I only had to send him into Screech, because Screech was going to send him out to the clan rats.
Shunt him off to the clan rats, yeah. And by the time like all was said and done, there was only like 2 clan rats left.
Yeah.
Because there was just so many wounds done, and I was just like, that's an amazing model right there. So yeah, the Carnosaur. You gotta respect the model. You gotta. There's some models you want to avoid on the table. You think of like Archeon, Carnosaur. I think he fits right up there with him. Yeah.
He was right up there with him. I'll say like his save wasn't great, and you can give him like the heroic trait to make his save even better, which is pretty nice. Or it's like at least so you don't feel rend. It's not necessarily better, but you don't feel rend. So when you can't all defense either.
Yeah, so well, in Lord Screech, he hits pretty hard, too, and he gets crit 2 hits, and, 7 attacks. He's pretty easy to get 2s into 2s. I was hoping to clap back into that Carnosaur, but he just put out, I don't know, like,
it was a lot.
I felt like 38 wounds, I think.
So I remember what it was. So we deployed. Who did you have? You had Screech?
I had Screech, 2 units of clan rats, and then a master molder, and then a unit of rat ogres.
Yeah. And then is master mold, what's that big like abomination thing you had?
Oh wait, no, I didn't have the rat ogres. I had the Scourge of Gray-Ran Brood Terror.
Yeah, you had this thick chonky boy.
Yeah.
And that guy, I was like, I don't know if I want to run into that guy.
Yeah, that was kind of like my big monster. But yeah, here's the thing about it. If you're going to run Envoys of the Deep Gnaw and put all of your army's traits and buffs behind a Vermin Lord, you really want to protect the Vermin Lord better than I did. You know what I
mean? as we'll talk about. I ran the Carnosaur, the Soggy Carnosaur. I ran a reinforced unit of Croxagores, and then I ran 2 units of...
The Raptidons.
Yeah, the Raptidons.
Yeah.
No, it was 1 unit of Raptidons, 1 unit of... Did I have Warriors?
Saurus Warriors.
Yeah.
It was like a little block of Saurus Warriors, unreinforced.
Yeah. So regular Saurus Warriors, Raptidon, the ones that can shoot, reinforced Croxagores, the War Spawn.
Yes.
And then I had the
Carnosaur. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at 1,000 points, that just sounds like that's a lot of power right there, baby.
It felt like a lot. 1,000 points, especially with, we're playing on this small board. We can get in and fight right away. 1,000 points, it's a great way to learn a War Scroll. I'll give you that.
For sure.
But it is like, you want to, if you're trying to like win the game, which isn't necessarily the best tactic of like the whole point of 1,000 points.
Yeah.
The whole point of the 1,000 points is for you to learn your War Scrolls to play 2,000 points, in my opinion.
For sure. I feel like 1,000 points is like a little skirmish. It's a little War Scroll skirmish.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we only got this much time. Let's try to be productive towards like, hey, Saturday we're going to play, right? And we want to know what we're fucking doing.
Yeah,
as
for
opposed
sure.
to spending 6 hours playing a game.
I mean, I feel like at 1,000 points, like if you have armies that can fly or shoot really far, you kind of have a slight advantage.
A little bit.
But
especially 1K, yeah.
But by the same token, you know, if you have to cover less ground, it's easier to get your objective. It's easier to like score your tactics. So
agreed. There's its plus and minuses, and plus, like I said, for time learning war scrolls, it's a lot of fun.
I played 1,000 points on the proper like 60 by 44, and it didn't seem like you had enough to cover everything.
Yeah,
and it was one of those objectives where like it kept shifting.
Yeah, and it feels like, especially in that situation where you're like, the army that can teleport and be all over the board is going to win this.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that's like definitely exemplified there.
I remember in the game it was against Allie's Daughters of Cain, and like she didn't have any like of the flying units. She just had like snakes and witch elves. So like being stuck on foot, you just planted and you just have to kind of move around. And
at that point, you almost want to play against your opponent. Like I just don't want you to score your tactics.
You're right. I'm gonna charge you to foil you. Yeah, but. I feel like 1,000 points, if it's all you have, or it's all you have ready, play it, bro.
I think it's a great way to learn like a new army, like we're both learning new armies. That's what I thought was fun. It was fun. So first game, what you had your guys. You went first?
Yeah, I went first.
You moved all your guys in, and you told me the tactic beforehand. I remember you told me, and you're like, dude, this is how it works, and I wanted to see it in action.
Yeah.
I think we played, what battle plan did we play? We played, was it...
Surge of Slaughter, I feel like. The one where it had a middle one and then the 4.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. So you ran into the middle with clan rats?
Yeah.
What the clan rat's supposed to do, right?
Because I had attuned a guy
you like screened me out for the most part. You know,
yeah.
I got in like a good chunk of them, but like you screened me out pretty well.
Yeah. The Carnosaur was able to go pretty far on the perimeter edge. Though.
I remember you ran up the clan rats, and it felt like you blocked me in like a good chunk of the way.
I was trying
to.
The
only reason I got on the second part like afterwards was because I was able to like eat some of the clan rats, and then have the second unit like. Pile in, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wasn't getting, like, I still wasn't going to get on there because you screened me.
Yeah.
So it was nice that I killed all those clan rats with the Carnosaur.
Yeah, and you know, like with clan rats, it's okay to let them, you know, put them out there, screen them, and die, because you can recur them from a rat hole. You know, you can rally them.
Yes,
they
that was the
themselves.
one thing in my head I was thinking the whole time, because you put your rat hole, you put it in the perfect spot. You put it in that corner opposite of mine on my trap, my side. Mm-hmm. So you're like, I'm bringing something back in your turn, in your terrain. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have all my stuff be on your side.
Yeah. At the end of my turn, I just spent a CP, and I'm like, okay, before my turn ends, I'm gonna pop these 10 clan rats up in that corner, and
that was the one thing
that forced the Raptidons to go over there on the second game.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
The first game, it was nice though, because I didn't kill them all 100%. There was still one or two left. So you couldn't bring one back.
Couldn't bring it back.
But it wasn't enough to like be efficient and productive.
Right. Right, and it sucks because, like, you know, unlike like with the Lariel, you know, there's no way to recur your Vermin Lord back. So like, you know, you take my Vermin Lord out.
We didn't even see what happened there. So I got the Carnosaur around that building, right? Turn 2, go around the building, and I charge into the clan rats. Or was this turn 1? Huh? I got him in,
got him in.
I had the everybody has +2 movement, which is huge because now he's moving 14. I ran around that building, got into the clan rats, and I was gonna try to kill. My plan was, because like you said, you're gonna bring back 10 clan rats if I kill one. Like, I'm gonna try to kill both. That way you're still down. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're coming back anyways. So I was like, I'm gonna kill both.
Yeah.
And then you, on my charge phase, counter-charge Screech.
Yeah.
Into my Carnosaur.
I probably wouldn't have done that if I knew what he was getting himself into.
So that was like, huh. And it was one of those like bold move cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, it did not.
I was like, okay, well.
I thought he would be able to shunt off enough damage to the clan rats, and he did shunt off a lot of it to them, but not quite enough.
All fairness, the Carnosaur I was playing before is the old Carnosaur. It's not the Scourgic I ran Carnosaur. Mm-hmm. And he's good. He still deals a lot of damage, but it's not like the Soggy Carnosaur on the 2s and 2s is like. Man, it feels a lot. That, and we played, like, a lot of times when I played Seraphon before, it's always the Spearhead. And the Spearhead is not nearly, I don't feel like he's as good.
No, they don't give you a accurate representation of exactly how powerful he's going to be.
Yeah, it almost feels like he's not as strong, but in 1K, he felt really strong.
It's funny because I feel like they do the Tree Lord that way, too, in Spearhead. Like, in Spearhead, the Tree Lord isn't as strong as he would be in the regular one.
Maybe, you know what, that's a good take. You know, because I feel like that's the one thing that makes me feel a lot good on like the Spearhead games when we play. And I was like, the Tree Lord to me, I know how strong the Tree Lord is. I know how to play the Tree Lord really strong, and I can't roll for shit. So if I can hit like 1 or 2 4s, like, dude, you're fucked.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I gotta do is like 1 or 2 4s, and I can do pretty well.
Yeah, but that Carnosaur, he's a super good model. I feel like, and he's not named, right? You could have multiple.
Yep, you can run multiple. There's like 3 different variants of him. So there's the Carnosaur. Like when you get the kit, he can be built as the Carnosaur. He can be like I use the one with I think it's the old blood on Carnosaur. Yeah, so it's like a Saurus warrior. There's one that has like a skink warrior on him. I think it's like a troglodyte.
Have you guys got your book this edition yet?
Seraphon?
Yeah.
No.
No book for Seraphon yet?
Still faction tone right now. It doesn't. I feel like they're going to be one of the later ones for some reason. I don't know. I'm going to put it out there right now. I don't think they're going to be out not by halfway point like when we do GHB.
Yeah.
I don't think Seraphon will have their book yet. They've already dropped Daughters and Sylvaneth, which is in like 2 weeks from now, which I am super hyped for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Granted, the leaks ruined kind of like the hype for me because I have the leaks now, which is kind of sick. But
it's hard not to look at it.
Once I can put it in my phone and I can put it on the AOS app, I think that'll be nice.
Yeah, once the rules are set in stone and it's not this secret, it'll feel a lot better to use. But it does suck during this period of transition where we know the book is coming and we know the rules are like out there, so you can't really like play your army now because it feels like.
That's kind of what I thought. Is like I'm just gonna wait until it's ready.
Yeah,
there's a lot of new fun stuff.
I saw somebody playing Daughters at Gamers Guild, and they were like they had the new rules kind of like on printout sheets. And I thought that was cool. I was like, okay, cool. So you're learning it like way ahead of time, but my brain can't work that way, bro. I need that app. I've been spoiled by the app.
I think that's what it is. There's like I don't want to say like a smugness, but like I like the app, man. I do. Yeah. I don't like playing if you're playing on the book or the cards.
Yeah.
There is like a slight frustration. I feel like, dude, just use the app. Why aren't you using the app? And they're like, I'm using Wikipedia. I'm like, well, your stuff is not necessarily up to date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of it is. It is a lot very accurate. It's just with the app, it seems very nice and easy to read and presentable for everybody. So when I say, hey, can I see this rule? And then you pull out this fucking Russian.
Yeah, I mean, we use the Age of Sigmar like actual app, but New Recruit, Battle Scribe, even these ones are a tremendous improvement over like having printout sheets or even the book itself. Like,
agreed.
I like having the book out. Like when I'm playing Corn, like so I have like my skill tree.
No, that's
cool
because it's nice because you can just sit there and look at it, and that's something you need to plan for, anyways. And it's nice to have like a menu in front of you, basically.
But flipping the pages through a book to get to the war scrolls.
Turn 3, I got a blood type point. I'll get a pizza.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, whatever you got to do to get the rules and get it going, like just do it. But yeah, I mean, I just like that app, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the app. But we played that after we killed Screech. I took out Screech. It was kind of we just stopped from there. It was no point going further. We only had so much time. We had enough time to let's restart.
Restart game 2.
Let's see what else you got.
New game, new me.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wanted to see more. You know what I mean?
Right.
You wanted to play more for sure. I know that
for sure.
Where
yeah.
You're like,
it's not enough.
Man, that was bullshit. Let's do this again.
It's like, wait, I haven't lost 2 games yet.
I was like, is the person who won like something? Like, nope. Like, let's go again. Let's run it back.
I'm like, I need 2 rounds. Mortal Kombat, baby.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but that second round, this is where I felt more comfortable because this is, like I said, speaking of the previous list,
very different list.
We talk about
very different stuff.
We talk about Stormcast being a toolbox. I feel like Skaven are just like the chaos version of that. You know what I mean? Because there's so many ways, and it's even broken up lore wise by their different clans on play styles.
Agreed.
And the one that I focus on the most is the Scryer clan. And so you're thinking like your Rattling Warp Blaster, your cannon,
shooty boys.
Yeah. The Warp Lightning cannon, your Storm Fiends, Warp Lock Jezzails. You're thinking of things with guns, and right. It doesn't make for an exciting hero phase, no casting, no prayers, but everything.
It's all good. It'll make up for it later.
Yeah, but when you get to that shooting phase, and it's amazing, and this is how I built that army. So it's a Warlock Engineer, so the guy with the monocle and the sniper rifle. Mm-hmm. And what's cool about this hero is he can have 2 war machines with him. So I would have my Rattling Warp Blaster and my cannons, okay?
Yeah.
So now I got my gun line, if you will, and this is something that both units hit at 20 and 24.
Superimposing, by the way.
Right. And you're thinking, okay, so I got my guns here, but I need something to protect my guns. So I got my 2 clan rat units, and then my Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast. He came in the Skaven Tide box. So he's kind of like my, pin and hold while everything shoots. And then I had the Storm Fiends. Oh wait, no, we're talking the second list, right?
Yeah, so this is your second list.
There was no Claw Lord. Yeah. Remember, there was just one unit of Clan Rats. Let's run it all back. So there was the Engineer.
Yes.
The 2 War Machines, which was the Rattling Warp Blaster and the Lightning Cannon.
Yes.
The Warp Lightning Cannon. And then I had the 3 Storm Fiends and then the 6 Rat Ogres.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
And that's where I was able to kind of like
Did
tar
you still have
pit
the Brood Terror, right?
No, so this list doesn't have the Brood Terror.
No?
The first list had the Brood Terror.
This one I liked a lot better. I felt like you had a lot, like, you had like more, like, less hyper elite guys, had more elite guys, but you had more of them, which was kind of nice for you.
Absolutely, and I think that I was able to do a lot in the shooting phases. And
see, I feel like I got pretty good about like being obscured in your shooting phases. I went in and I remember I whiffed.
Yeah.
Like a lot of combats, not just one, but multiple combats.
Multiple. I remember the
like,
Croxagors whiffed.
The Carnosaur.
The Carnosaur whiffed,
and
that kind
twice, and like I think he should have been able to go in there and kill, but because I got him into both of your big units right away.
Yes.
And I was like, I should be able to kill at least this guy and then deal a lot of damage to this guy. I think I almost killed both of them, but for Skaven, we just talked about it earlier. Almost killed him, but Skaven is not enough.
Exactly. So I had 6 Rat Ogres, and those things have 5 health apiece.
I think you had like 2 health left on like each one.
Yeah.
Like one guy had like 3 guys. There was one guy left with 2 health, and then your big guy left with 2 health.
Yep, and then I had the Storm Fiends, and you'd shoot them down to like 1 guy left. But here's the thing about that rat hole. Is it recurs half a unit of infantry.
Yes.
It's not exclusive to Clan Rats. So like that's kind of where like I was able to win the war of attrition, because just as you're about to start killing everything off, that's when I'm like, okay,
you gotta bring this stuff back.
I'm gonna bring this one back, and I'm gonna bring this one back. And after you chew through those Croxagors, your army feels a lot like safer to go into after that.
Yeah, especially you guys had. I remember you killed you guys. I charged. There was a big battle between the Carnosaur and it was one of the 3 units of rats, and then I swear you had the big rat there.
It was probably the Storm Fiends, or what you're thinking of.
No, you had 3 Storm Fiends. You had 6 of the other guys, I feel like, and then 1 big dude.
Oh, you know what it was? I didn't have the guns. I just had the Brood Terror.
Yes, there was no cannons in the second.
There was no cannons. That's right.
So that's what I'm saying. There was a big rat. A big derpy.
The Scourge of Gyran Brood Terror.
Yes.
Because I used the Lend a Claw ability.
Yes. Okay, so, and then I charged into him, and there was like a unit of 3 rats.
Yeah.
Big rats.
Yeah.
And the one dude, it was like 2 shooty rats and 1 really strong melee rat.
Yes.
And I killed both the shooty rats, and then I almost killed the Brood Terror. Remember, he had like 2 life left on him.
Yeah.
And then
it just sucks because
you had like 2 life left on the other guy, and then you're like, he brought him back. I'm going to heal him back to full. I'm going to hit you and kill you because you guys killed my Carnosaur together.
The Brood Terror gets a D6 heal, and I hit the big 6 on the heal. I remember this now.
Yeah. So remember, and then I killed the Brood Terror finally after, but it was too late. You'd killed everything. That was I feel like I'm not going to be too sour.
You're like, I'm taking this thing down.
I killed this thing. Remember I killed it with the Warriors. I ran the Warriors in, and because you killed my Croxagors, you killed my Carnosaurs.
Yeah.
All that was left was the Warriors, and it was a decent unit of Warriors.
Yeah, and the Raptidons. Remember I kept...
Oh, and the Raptidons.
But the Raptidons were stuck fighting that one unit of Clan Rats in the corner for 3 turns.
Yeah. Well, for me, I felt like that's not too bad because they're not they were holding that point. Remember?
Yes, they were.
So I was like, they were
scoring
job.
every turn.
And yes, they were probably my MVP. That's what I was like. They can stay there. And same with your Clan Rats. You're like, I'm keeping you tied up.
I like Raptidons.
What really got me is I should have killed you the turn before that and then moved them out, and I didn't. I couldn't obviously, but because the Raptidons, they're the same thing. They're like a tar pit.
Yeah.
And it's more like they're there to buff the Croxagor.
And I feel like there was some movement stuff that they did too. Your Raptidons, or was that in the charge phase that they did that?
No, that's if the other ones are there, but I don't have those guys.
Oh, okay.
No, what they do is if the Croxagors buy them within 12 inches, they get +1 to damage.
Ah, okay.
So it's like I just move them with the Croxagor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But you'd pulled them apart and then you killed the Croxagor.
Yes, I'm excited to see that combo go off though.
Yeah. So now we're gonna play 2K later today. Actually speaking.
Yes.
So 1K is going to be like a good representation of what we see later today at 2K. But by turn 5, most of my army was gone, and I think the final score was something like 45 to 65. Rats, they took it. You know, like I said, they basically wiped me from there. I was running around with with little raptidons, little dillos.
Yeah.
trying to like live.
It reminded me a little bit of our Gits game where like you can just win the war of attrition by just having a bunch of crap on the field.
Yeah.
So it felt good to just be like, oh, you're on your heels, but I feel like, yeah, that double turn after my third turn, so I double turned you going into the fourth, and then I was able to clean everything up. I was like, yeah. Without recurrence, it feels like once your stuff is gone, your chance of winning kind of went with it.
Yeah, that's where I think that with the new Spearhead stuff, like with Spearheads, when they started doing call for reinforcements, when it started bringing units back, that like turned some units totally around, some whole Spearheads all the way around. Reinforcements is huge.
Makes me wonder what if that's in the core rules in the next edition.
Yeah. Ooh, I wonder because I feel like the Spearheads are kind of always like a little bit like testier, a little more like ahead of the game.
For sure, but yeah, let's reflect on those games.
Yeah. Well, honestly, yeah, these are the kind of games that like that's something like where we both learned something, we both adjusted, and the second game was way more competitive than the first game, definitely, and we both learned a lot from both of them. It was nice because I got to see two different sides of the rats. I got to see what a lot of stuff that they can do. I still want to see that first list shine. I want to see those units kind of like move forward. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I would love to run it back that first game. I'd love to try to like do better with Screech because he can do better. He doesn't just get popped turn 1 and end the game.
Yeah, no, I sent up like you changed my priorities. You know what I mean? When you countercharged him into me, like I was like, I gotta kill him right now before he hits me back because he hits hard. And you roll well. Yeah. So it's 3s and 2s for you. Like, those are all going through. Yeah. So, like, all of those are going through. I'm going to eat all of those.
For sure.
So, and the Carnosaur does not have a ward. So it's like, nah, dude, I got to kill him.
If you can put enough on the Carnosaur, you can definitely take him down. But, he's a model you have to respect. And I feel like being a giant T-Rex, it probably already commands that. Like, this is a T-Rex. Don't run up on this thing. But, yeah, I made that foolish decision. But, I'd love to play that one again. The second list with all of the Scryer stuff, it's just so much fun. More warp energy is what it's called. And you basically got to roll anything but a 1. And you're going to get a good benefit either on some rend or +1 to attacks. It's a lot of fun shooting with rats. I mean, you saw it right at the start of this edition with the cinematic they released. You just see the rattling cannon come down and start blasting.
Yeah, no, that they actually did lead it. It's really dope. With the super dope cinematic for the Skaven.
Yeah, and like in your Seraphon, bro, like I just don't understand why no one else is playing him right now. I mean, it could be because they need the book, and as soon as the book comes out, everyone's gonna be hyped for them.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think their playstyle changed quite a bit from 3rd to 4th potentially, and so I know a lot of people were kind of not into it. I know they got like a really big refresh because a lot of their models were really old in like 3rd edition, so they got those ones. I'm hoping they get some new stuff. They have the really cool monsters. But for me, these games were a lot of fun. For me, they were more like, it was good reps for me for the Seraphon. Like, it was cool. I got to do all the things I was supposed to know how to do, and I got to do them, and it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of great turnouts. I got to swing big with the Croxicores. Got to swing big with the Carnosaur.
For sure.
The Carnosaur was super underrated. People want to shit on him. I don't care. Dude, great model. If you get to swing first, bro, it's a blast. Especially
for sure.
Put the +1 to hit on the companion weapons. Put that. You can either like debuff your opponent by giving them -1 to save, basically, on a roll, or you can give +1 to hit on the companion weapons. Give the +1 to hit on the companion weapons. It is worth it.
Reinforced Rat Ogres was the star of that second game for me. I just feel like it's so much wounds to chew through, and they can hit pretty hard. Yeah. And then I was able to lend a claw hand to them by that Brood Terror, and that's such a cool ability.
That one is really cool. You -1 from your attacks, and you basically add it to your.
And you add it to a friendly infantry unit.
Yeah.
So I got +1
really
attacks
cool.
to all my Rat Ogres, and that's what was able to get those Croxicores out of there.
Yeah.
But I love that we have these armies and we get to get some reps in with them at 1,000 points. We're gonna talk later on in a future episode about the value of 1,000 points. But I just loved it so much.
No, I agree. It's a big thing, and that's honestly one of the things about this hobby for me. That's what it's really all about: playing games, learning, adjusting, and getting better each time you hit the table. But with that said, let's zoom out a bit because AdeptiCon just gave us a look at where the game might be heading next. Alright, let's start with AdeptiCon. Now, like I said earlier, this wasn't the biggest reveal show that we've ever seen. But I actually think what we got for Age of Sigmar was really important, because the big headline here was New Cities of Sigmar Skaven versus Spearhead box. And right away, this tells me one thing. Spearhead's not going anywhere. And if anything, it feels like they're doubling down and taking it as a way to get new people into the game.
We've been singing Spearhead's praises since the start of this podcast, so they don't need to convince us any further to get our investment. It just sucks because we both want that Skaven.
Yeah, no, Skaven, both the new Spearheads look great.
You can have the city's half.
Yeah. I mean, I want the Skaven.
I'm the actual Skaven player.
Yeah, you are an actual Skaven player. I think we're gonna have to buy one of each because we're each gonna need a board and we're each gonna need cards.
You're right, and that terrain is beautiful.
Yeah, the terrain I think looks great. That's a great settlement. I'm happy about that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just bet 2.
Yeah. That's the conclusion. So in your opinion, do you think like Spearhead's like the main entry point now? Like that's what everybody's doing, right? When you want to learn Sigmar, this is what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if going to Starbucks, your first thing is getting like a latte, then Spearhead is that latte. It's the first sip of a broad menu of ways to play Age of Sigmar. And you know, Spearhead is the new de facto way to start playing Age of Sigmar. Like, you know, there's always Warcry and there's always Underworlds, and I'm not, you know, I sing Underworld's praises. That's one of the games I really pushed you to play, and you enjoyed playing it with me.
I actually really loved Underworlds. They have an Underworlds release too. We can pull up later and talk about it a little bit.
Absolutely, but Spearhead is definitely like what they want people to start with, and I just agree. Allie's sister just recently said she wants to play Spearhead, and she's gonna get that the Bad Moon Mob.
That would be nice. We need more destruction in our meta.
Yes, we do.
We were talking about that actually a little bit earlier. Like, we just need more destruction. Like, I've been playing my Gits, you know. Eric plays his Gargants, but we need more destruction.
Yeah, you know, we need orcs.
Yeah, we need some orcs, some goblins, some gobbos.
We need some boys for a good crumpin'.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it feels like. But I am happy to see like the 2 new Spearheads. I'm excited to see Skaven. I'm excited to see cities. Both of the Spearheads actually both look really fun. I will say, I'm hoping the cities one is any good because I know in Spearhead the cities of Sigmar isn't like great, right? Like,
I mean, people say they're weak. People say that they're not meta, but I played Cities of Sigmar at Scorched Earth, and I saw how like strong and cool they are, and my opponent Brian, shouts out to Brian Strike Last Gaming. Like he just endeared me to the army because of how cool he was. So like I'm on board with cities, and I know we joked earlier, but I would love to have that half of the Spearhead box because that army is just getting cooler and cooler as the more releases come.
No, exactly. Especially if you like saw the rest of all the new releases, they got a bunch of new fun stuff.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we got to get into that.
But that's new Spearhead's coming with a new board.
Yep, that's one thing I'm super excited about. It's like not only did they come out with 2 new Spearheads for 2 factions, Skaven their 3rd one, Cities their 3rd one, right?
Yeah, 3rd one. They now both have 3 now.
That's sick that everyone's running into 3. Some people are still only running 2, which is...
Yeah, some people like Sylvaneth are still on 1.
Yeah, that's all. Well, we're about to get our second one. We're getting our second one in like a week.
For sure. You and Daughters of Cain, I feel... Yeah. You know, I see in the Discords and even in the like buying and selling and trading forums, people are getting more interested in Daughters of Cain again. People are getting interested in Sylvaneth. People are trying to buy Tree Lords. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, you know what? If everyone starts going into Sylvaneth and Daughters of Cain, my girlfriend and, you know, one of my best friends is just, they're those armies, so I'm going to get tons of practice reps. I'm going to learn your guys' armies. But yeah, those new rules are scary, bro.
The new rules I'm super hyped for. Now, what's crazy, too, though, for, like, it feels like they've been conditioning people because they did, like, didn't they do a Daughters of Cain box recently?
They did.
I know they did 2 Sylvaneth boxes recently.
Yeah.
And, like, these Sylvaneth boxes are, like, if you're going to buy into Sylvaneth now and you were not into Sylvaneth before, go get the last 2 Battle Force boxes.
For sure.
You have, like, dude, that's everything you need, and then just get more of that.
For sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you have bought into Daughters of Cain or Sylvaneth in the last few years or since the start of the edition, it's about to pay off in a big way.
Yeah, their new book, to me, sounds amazing. I'm super, super excited for that. But let's talk about that later, because right now we're still talking Spearhead. I like that this new Spearhead board, which, we predicted, like a few months ago, we said they're going to come out with new Spearhead, which I'm excited.
Yeah, we knew they
would
have
We've been pretty
board.
dead on in, our predictions so far. I guess that one was kind of a gimme.
Spearhead's this thing that they can just keep updating, like Fortnite. Just add a few new characters, a new map.
We're in season 2. We're going to get Superman pretty soon.
But yeah, Spearhead, it's not going anywhere. It's relatively balanced, and now we're going to have a new game board, new cards, and new mechanics like traps and treasures, bro.
I did see that. That is pretty cool. I'm excited to see more about that. I wonder how they're gonna actually play out. I wonder if it's gonna be like a card. Maybe you get 5 cards now.
Yeah, maybe like a treasure is like a way to get a victory point, or like use a CP ability.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
And then the traps are like a way to gotcha somebody.
Like debuff somebody with you get strike last.
Right. They're like, I'm gonna put this trap on this objective. If you come here, it's gonna ensnare you, and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely, because I feel like in Spearhead, once you've played the card scenarios a few times, it gets a little bit repetitive.
It does. That's why we really haven't been playing it too much lately in our little scene. You know what I mean? We're at this point now, we're playing 1K, right? We don't play Spearhead just because we've the last 2 seasons we smashed. I remember when Sand and Bone came out, we got really hyped into Spearhead right before Sand and Bone came out.
Yeah.
So we started going really hard into it, and then Sand and Bone came out, and that rejuvenated our scene right when we started kind of slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, it was the new cards.
Yeah, so it was huge.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I think that's gonna rejuvenate us again. I'm down to go. I'm hoping. I seen on Gamers Guild, their ambassador, he's a big Spearhead dude.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go run some Spearhead with that guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That seems fun.
I would attend a Spearhead tournament, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, statistically, we do pretty well there.
Yeah.
But it'll be exciting. Exciting to start doing Spearhead again.
They better have the same game board material as the first one from Fire and Jade.
Yeah, bro, fix the board, please.
Yeah.
You guys got the cards down. Keep what you did with the cards.
Yes.
But we need the board first gen.
Yes.
Fire and Jade board. We don't want that one that's popping out and all the shit is about to tear.
Yeah, it's Boeing, bro.
Yeah.
I thought it was about to start building aircrafts.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on the? So they're talking about the traps and the treasures, the train interaction stuff. What do you think? Do you like that they're making add a little more complexity to it? Talking that we were saying we stopped playing it because it was very basic, right?
Yeah. I think adding mechanics is a good thing for this mode, because it doesn't overly complicate it for the new player, and it doesn't keep it overly simple for the established player. So this is definitely a good move, and I feel like traps and treasures are probably something you can say, hey, are we playing with traps and treasures or not?
Okay, yeah. No, that's the nice thing that they've always talked about, too, that since 4th edition, that's their whole thing, is they said everything is modular, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to play with this part? That's cool. Don't play with this part. You don't have to play with this part. You can just play with all the rest of the parts, which is, for a new player, I'm sure is huge. For me, I like that it gives you a middle point where, as an older player, you're alright, we'll turn off these mods and we'll play with this. You know what I mean?
I wonder if in the new Spearhead rulebook they'll have that Christmas doubles rules as part of the actual rules, or if they'll have some kind of expansion or twist on that.
Oh, that would be awesome! If they come out with a new Spearhead core rulebook where it has doubles rules.
Yeah, and I always thought of Spearhead, each side of the board is a realm. Wouldn't it be cool if you could just combine 2 or 3 boards together and it's representing the 3 different realms?
Games Workshop, are you hearing what this man is saying, bro? He's printing you money. Just do what he's saying. That's amazing. I agree. That would be sick. If you can get 2 boards and you're running we're in Gairan, or we're running Shaiish and Akshi, that would be sick. Or if you can make a rule set for each board,
yeah, it's if you control an Akshi objective or one here.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool.
It would be.
I don't want them to be super lazy because, I don't know, well, we're going to talk later about these rumors coming up, and it feels almost kind of fucking lazy, so I feel like you're asking a lot right now with those, but I think that would be such an awesome idea. I think they would just print money if they did that.
Yeah.
I'm the Fry meme, shut up and take my money.
Every time I go to the store, I see the Spearheads are thinning out. People are buying these, bro. Spearhead is here to stay. I think it makes money. It makes sense. It creates new fans. It's the perfect Games Workshop entry level item you can buy, and it's only 139 simple dollars, people.
Like I said, it's the main entry point. It's the buy on. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I think that's great words to close it on, Jesse. I think we couldn't push it any better. But right now, let's talk the big thing that happened in AdeptiCon. One thing I do want to talk about was how AdeptiCon, it seemed like Sigmar was like the star of AdeptiCon this year. If you look at the year, like, I know like 40K is usually kind of like their thing.
Yeah.
But like they had some cool stuff. I like they had the Red Terror. I don't know if you saw like a lot of
the Red Terror was cool.
The Red Terror remake was awesome.
Yeah. They combined it side by side with its derpy old model, and it's
yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're
straight glow up for sure. The Red Terror and Tyranids are super popular, being like the Launchbox army alongside the Space Marines for 10th.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nice that an army that maybe you invested in like a few years ago when the start of the edition happens, it's still paying off at the end of the edition.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's what would be awesome if like that is that they're supporting their players, which is pretty great. I love seeing that right now. But for now, let's get back to the start of the show. Was the Cog Fort. Man, the Cog Fort, super awesome model. This thing is insane. It's literally like a walking fortress. And what makes it even crazier is that it can be regimented into any faction. So anybody can take it. This thing is going to be like a conversion. Like, this is going to be what everybody's running. They're like, let me see your thing that we all have that's the same. You know what I mean? But I want to see your take on it. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, this thing is a painter's delight right here. I feel like we're going to get everyone's little take on Cog Fort. There's going to be whole forums. There's going to be whole Instagrams just dedicated to Cog Fort conversions, baby.
Exactly. I'm excited. There's like, me and Casey were even already talking about it, and it's like, so we might actually end up with 2 Cog Forts, because I know she wants to like design her own conversion, and I want to design my own conversion, especially with how many factions we have. I think this is going to be like everybody's artistic expression. Like, I wondered how big these things are going to be, because I'm going to have to get multiples, but I'm excited. I think they're going to be a super great way to like represent your faction, you know what I mean? This is going to be like, if you play this game, like you'll be able to run whatever, you know, like I'll run my 7th one and a Nurgle one, I don't care. It's just one of those like, bro, you know what this is a Cog Fort, but like I play this.
Absolutely, bro. I like the idea of the his and her Cog Fort, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's the ultimate romantic gift. You know, you want to spend time with a significant other, get a couple Cog Forts. Yeah. But
you ruined my Valentine's gift birthday.
I mean, I was already thinking, like, in my head, how can I make this a Skaven Cog Fort? I'm going to cover it with rats and cheese.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to run to the conversion. It'd be sick. See the Skaven one, I think, is going to be super awesome. Like a mousetrap, you know?
Yeah. The mousetrap and a wheel of cheese. They know it's the Cog Fort, but it's run by the rats. Have a bunch of like little rat like captains pointing and stuff on it.
Yeah, it would be sick if you have like the little wheels on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
Doom
that's
wheels.
what's running it.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of like Doom wheels.
And flares, yeah, that'd be awesome, bro. I mean, I want to see like how you have a earthen covered like Cog Fort.
We're gonna do a 7th one for sure. That's just gonna be like a giant walking tree.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I gotta think like the legs, like the torso's a tree trunk, like.
Oh, it's gonna be like just a massive tree. Like I've seen we have like, so since now you only need 1 set of Sylvaneth Wildwoods, like I'm gonna have to use all of those bits for like conversion. I have all like the tree bits, like I can add 2, you know, like their little base thing.
Yeah, I bet you feel
like some bugs or something.
I bet you feel vindicated not ever buying that 3rd big ring.
Oh, I do.
They didn't get you, bro.
It felt huge. So I was like, dude, I can't buy another one. I told myself I couldn't, and now I do. I'm like, I see that you only got to buy like that was the big thing. It's like you only need 1 set of trees now. No matter what, you only need 1 set of trees.
I just think of everybody who bought like all those trees, like three sets of them, bro.
Well, now you can make like a cool diorama or whatever you want to do with them. You want to make like a cool display. So you have like your bottles. Like my ideal like dream situation, I think me and you were talking about earlier, is like one of those clear cases, bro. And my models are gonna be lit up.
Yeah.
The trees are gonna look nice then. All of like your faction training, that's when it's really gonna shine. Is gonna be in those situations.
Yeah, my models won't always be in little plastic bins.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm trying to have these like display worthy. So that's kind of like, I think that one will really shine. But that's I think will be really awesome for my Cog Fort. It's gonna be a bunch of trees. I'm gonna put a bunch of bugs. I have a bunch of like the bugs that came with like all my Sylvaneth units. Yeah. Like little bugs you can attach and little birds and like little tree bits. So I'm gonna use all those that I can. I have like inspiration. I've seen like I have this like it's like I was really into fish tanks a couple years ago. Like that was like my autistic hobby. Was fish tanks.
Oh my gosh, the IDK cog for it will be sick.
Oh, that would be so sick. That would be super,
the giant
super
fish
dope.
tank.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like, oh, just a giant fish tank.
Like make cracks in the walls where you can see inside the fish.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I would like that though. But like, I think the cockforts are gonna be awesome. I'm super excited to see him. What do you think a corn one is gonna look like?
You know, it's covered in bodies, heads, and skulls, and it's got a giant icon at the top.
How does a Sylvaneth or a Stormcast one look? How do you think?
Oh, you know, it's got to be blindingly gold.
It's a bigger porta potty.
It's a big old porta potty. We went from the porta potty to the Porto trailer.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on.
You got the
up.
VIP section at Coachella this time.
I wonder what a death one looks like.
It's gonna be like it's gonna have ribs instead of walls.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Like a walking like crypt tomb. You know
That'd
what I mean?
be sick.
I think that'd be really, really cool.
The conversions, bro, that we're gonna see over the next 2
Yeah.
years are gonna be insane, bro. I hope that the War Scroll is playable.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing worse than there's a cool model and then the War Scroll is just a meme. Korgorath. But but yeah, you know, I want a super cool model with super cool rules, so don't fuck that up.
Don't make like the coolest model that everybody wants to get and build, and then you're like, you can't play it. I mean, you can, but you're at a disadvantage for 800 points.
For sure.
You're like, what? let's not do that. They did it like, I feel like they did good. I've never played against Archeon. I've never played with Archeon. He looks like a blast to play, so I feel like they've done a reasonable job, at least like looking at the War Scroll.
I feel like every army has a big centerpiece model, but in case there's an army that doesn't, you got one now.
Yeah, there's definitely one that you can kind of like lean into, like that you're looking at.
And I feel like you put a cog fort down on the table. It's like when you put an Imperial Knight down. Like people go around and they're like, "What's that? What are you playing? What is this? Why is this thing giant?"
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. And then you're like, "Well, I'm about to blow all his stuff up with this guy."
When you put a Lariel down, people are like, "What's this?"
Yes, it does. It does feel nice.
Nothing else has a Wardroth beetle.
Yeah, I love the beetle.
You know, when I put Krondis down, people are like, "That is a giant dragon. It's bigger than the terrain." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's fun."
What do you think about like the? Did you see the Gate Gargants?
They're trying to trick people into going into Gargants because you know you buy one, now you need 5.
Yeah. Well, the Gargants it's going to be in cities. It's a cities character.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that's similar to the guy with the sniper on his back perch.
Yeah, so they just came out with a couple new models. They got a new spearhead. They
I know what you're talking about.
Cog Fort, which took the star of the show.
Right.
I should have read this in better. Gate Gargants, also the next model that they
Gate Gargants. I know what you're talking about. It's that ogre looking humanoid.
Yeah, it's
like a big stupid human.
It's a giant Gargant, and
yeah.
he uses a shield. It's a door for like a castle door.
That is hilarious, bro.
Yeah, it's super sick. They had a couple good.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now, and he's got the guy on his back. Like that's their new thing. Is
that's
like,
their thing. And I think this is actually a sick build to build into. You're like, oh, we use these giant friends, and then we have a sniper on top of him. And then now if you run in here, like, you got something to mess with, and you got something to shoot, and that explains great lore-wise, like, why you can give him some cool stuff.
And look, and that solves the problem with when you have a shooting unit that it can't really get into combat. This one can. You know what I mean? Most armies make you choose. Is this a shooting unit, or is it a combat unit? But this is obviously both.
What do you think his save is?
These guys are saving on 4s.
You think they're saving on 4s?
Yeah, I mean, just because, look, they don't have any armor. They just have the door.
Yeah.
So, but if they get...
I feel like that's a massive shield, and then they're huge.
So maybe, you're thinking 3s? Maybe even 2s?
I feel like, yeah, I was thinking it might be even possible 2s, but I guess 3s. I didn't consider that they don't have, like, a lot of real big armor, but I feel like they're huge, so, like, most things are going to be, like, to their hip down.
You notice how the doors kind of look like they connect. I wonder if you get some kind of buff for running 2.
I bet. I bet you that's a unit.
I do know the guy with the sniper in his perch, he gives the whole army +1 to hit.
With the other guy? With, like, the other Gargant?
Yeah, the other Gargant guy with the sniper in his perch that came out in their last release from their new spearhead.
Yeah, no, I like
he gives them +1 hit. So, like, these are Gatling guns. So they're probably, like, 2 or 3 D6 shot. And then there'll be
that
plus,
would be awesome.
you know what I'm saying?
Like an 18-inch shot or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking 18-inch shot, and then you
Maybe
shoot.
like a defensive buff, you know what I mean? Within like
This looks like an infantry shredding unit. Like you go in there, you shoot them up, and then you rush in and then smash them, and then power through.
This is your horde breaker.
Yeah,
that actually makes sense. He looks, but they look awesome, bro. The door I think looks super sick.
Yeah, that is insane. Yeah, the gate gargants look crazy.
Did you see like how they have all the new mages too now, right? So the gate gargants, I really like the gate gargants, but they also had these like mages.
Those battle mages, yeah. Now, there's that one fiery looking one, right?
There's a fiery one and a death one.
The Action Pyrocasters.
Yeah, so
wow.
They have like their own like magic casting, and each one can like lean one or the other.
I love this. I feel like City's got some really good prayer support with. Pontifex, yeah, and now they're getting some good spell support and then some good melee support, so they're letting you play the army in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, it does seem like they're like rebuilding the army, which is like great because in the last, so they did like sunset a bunch of their models like an edition ago. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't use a bunch of them. They used to have like a mage for each one. But like each one had like a you could use it as like a different faction, and a lot of people would like ally them in like a regiment of renown.
Okay.
Because like the allying worked way different. I don't remember what it was. Is like you had like a point allotment where you could just bring in certain units.
Right.
Now it's like you have regiments of renown, right? Well, those they had like different like elements. It seemed like buffs, so it looks like they're bringing those kind of back.
Very cool.
It'd be cool if you could regiment them. I don't know if you will, but those ones that's kind of how it was before.
I like the Cities of Sigmar because they're supposed to like represent how like versatile and diverse like their faction is, and I feel like
even though they're just men,
mighty men, but now they're men with spells.
Yeah, now they got spells.
Now they got a door.
Giants, yeah.
now they got a door the size of a human.
They heard our Hodor throw out, and they're like, "We got you, fam."
They heard our Hodor, bro, and he's literally holding the door now. That is insane.
Our predictions are they're just becoming more and more accurate.
Call me Mystic Mac.
Yeah, exactly. We're the Conor McGregor of Sigmar.
The Mystic Mac prediction.
I put him out to sleep, and his wife will be in me DMs.
Yeah, bro. These predictions are getting wild, but yeah, I love this guy, bro, and I'm gonna love to see like 2 or 3 of these, and the sniper perch guy, and then you got your mages, bro.
Oh, they also have another big hero we didn't talk about. He's like it's like a manticore with a goat head, like a ram.
Yeah, he's like riding some kind of steed that you only see when you're on acid.
Yeah, Erasmus Zahn, the Enlightened One. It's a crazy looking model. I wonder what it is. Do you think it's a priest? Another priest?
I mean, let's see.
Dude, it's 2-headed. It has like a chocobo type head, like a Griffstalker head, and then it has a goat head.
Yeah, it's giving me caster vibes, bro. But either way, even if it is a priest, he just looks amazing, bro. And I mean, look at that model. The wings. The goat head, the ostrich head, bro.
The lantern looks really cool.
Yeah, he's holding a big staff. So what are we talking? 2 casts here?
Well, then he has like some crazy like mount. You know what I mean? It's got the snake tail.
Yeah, it's a chimera, bro. Like Cities just loves himself.
He's a mage, so he's a spellcaster.
Okay, yeah.
So you guys, that was like your guys' thing. You guys got a bunch of spellcasters in Cities.
So Cities got some spellcasters, a cog fort, bro, and some guys holding the door. I mean, what more do you need? Invest in man.
Oh, look, and they also got their own. Is that a terrain piece?
Donner's Triumph.
They got their own terrain piece. Oh, we actually talked to Silvernean Zach. Did he says he wants to make a conversion for slaves? Like it's just like a piece with like bodies hanging off.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would be fucking sick.
That would be cool. Donner's Triumph. This is this looks like some kind of buff piece. Like this thing is gonna make your unit stronger if they're near it.
Yeah, agreed. It's going to be really sick.
And I like how it's called Donner's Triumph because, it's talking about, the Dawnbringer Crusade, and look at these little scrolls on the side. It's probably recounting victories.
Exactly. It talks about a bunch of different stuff on the side that's really cool. I like that a lot. Plus, it's got the sick armor on the top. It's like a floating little, like... what is that when you're, like, you practice Santeria and you have, like, a little, like,
an altar, bro.
Yeah,
almost
like an altar.
Yeah,
That's exactly.
a shrine, if you will.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, this looks good. This is good stuff. And then look at this. We got ourselves a heroic man.
Yeah. Jovan Creel, Heir of the Kraken.
Heir of the Kraken.
Yeah, his panther looks really cool.
Yeah, he's got a little panther with him, bro. He's standing on a tactical rock, so you know what that means.
Dude, cool.
He's important. He's cool and important.
He looks chill.
Yeah, we got ourselves a long-haired man.
Bro, look at his tactical rock has like a head sticking off. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, bro. He might be perched.
He's actually a pretty dope model, man.
Maybe he's standing on the edge of a building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe he's like
Assassin's Creed.
I was thinking more like Titanic. You know.
Oh, I'm thinking about when Jack Sparrow's ship is just about to sink and he just steps onto the pier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, look, he said once a proud defender of Anvil Guard, so you know he's gonna have a sick, probably attack scroll, man. This is gonna be probably what your hero hunter, man.
Yeah, I think he's actually part of the spearhead.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. After that, you got a priest.
Malice the Forge Priest. So look, you're still getting another priest. I know everyone was using that like Forge Alchemist or whatever.
Yeah.
And I could see people probably using this Malice Forge
Look
Priest.
at that face, bro.
Yeah, that's just this pure anguish and rage, bro.
For me, it's like when like she keeps sucking. You know what I mean?
Dang, and you're just like, stop, stop. Yeah, bro. I mean, this person looks like he's in pure agony.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes ago it was ecstasy, but now it's pure agony. And then the Free Guild Gallants, bro. I mean,
These
look at
guys look sick. I'm gonna give you that.
A wolf helm?
There's a couple of them.
A fluted knight helm?
There's like 5 units, so 5 models, and
They're
all
like,
look
how can
sick.
we make our armor cooler? I know. Let's get away from the phallic-shaped helmets.
They're like, what can we do to give them 3-up saves? You're like, give them armor
And a helmet.
You're like, okay, we can do that. And then they gave them.
Well, you know, the big like damage hammer was the Free Guild Cavaliers, the guys on the
horses.
Yeah, and so it felt like you had to take them. This gives you a nice
you guys
little.
didn't have like a good infantry. Now it seems like these seem like solid infantry, man. The beautiful models. This guy's sick. This guy's.
They're
sick.
fully armored up, bro.
All of them are dope. I would switch her face, but
Yeah.
everybody else is sick. That guy's sick.
Dang, why is he mogging though?
Yes, he looks mad too, bro.
Dang, he's got a cleft palate.
It looks like he's almost like a half orc or cut a cleft palate.
But look at that banner, bro. That means that, you know, +1 on the rally on the dice.
Yeah, he does. Or I think a standard bearer is he gets +1 to control.
Oh, look, and this guy's got the Mark 7 helmet. Oh, wait. Wrong lore. And look, the Free Guild Grenadiers, bro.
These, I mean, cool for them. It's cool for them to have more stuff. These models kind of mid.
This guy won't
They
stop
look cool.
freaking noob tubing me, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at the guy with the flamethrower. Yeah, bro.
I'll give him. He's pretty dope. These
Look
guys,
at-
they look cool. I'll give him that. They look cool.
Look, they didn't give him the phallic shaped helmets. They gave him the little nub on the top. It kind of differentiates a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I like how this guy's axe is the like stock for his
It's like his
grenade launcher.
like a tripod.
Yeah. So that's cool.
For his grenade launcher.
I mean, they all have grenade launchers. They're Free Guild Grenadiers, so they're just going.
No, they're cool. That's good. Nice.
Hilarious, bro. Yeah, cities.
But cities got a big glow up. That's awesome. They're getting there. Is that their battle tome?
Yeah,
Is
you
that
get their
what that
battle tome.
is? Nice. Let's go.
So if you're playing,
This is the spearhead.
this is the spearhead, Zenestra Zealots.
You get in the spearhead. You get Zenestra.
You get Zenestra.
Okay, I'll take the spearhead.
In the spearhead.
I'll take the city spearhead.
I was just kidding, bro.
No,
I'm
you wanted Skaven earlier. You can have Skaven, my friend. I will take cities.
I was lying. I need both. Both of them.
Both of them.
I need both of them spearheads. We need 2 of them, bro.
Dude, we do. That is sick.
We need 2 of them.
Let's throw together by the first one, and then after a minute, throw together by another.
Dang.
Bro, that's sick.
I guess if we do split the box, you're not going to be upset with this, bro.
No, not at all. Not at all. If I was going to get this, and it's like, dude, you get that in Talia? You know what I mean? Then you have the sickest models that they offer.
Good lord,
I guess
yeah.
the Free Guild Cavalier, okay. Like, I could see why people would run him. Oh, you also get, the Regiment of Renown, the Van Dens. I like these guys a lot.
Ooh, the hounds. Look at the pooches, bro.
These guys are witch hunters. I love the witch hunters of Azir. They're, like, it's like a separate faction.
For sure.
They're, like, meant for hunting chaos, and they're sick. This is like a father-daughter combo. These models are really old, so it's sick that they brought these. It's almost like they threw like all the Warcry unit stuff in.
Nice.
I don't know if this is Warcry. I think this maybe... Is this Underworlds maybe?
Maybe, because I know the Underworld's warband have a dog.
Does it?
Yeah, it has two.
I'm pretty sure it's this one, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. Is that another dog?
Yeah,
it is. That is another dog. Look, bro. It's two.
This guy's holding a dog. Bro, this is amazing.
Yeah,
look at that.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4 dogs in this regiment, and anyone can take this if you're in order. Like, give
sick.
me some pooches.
Yeah, I think that was sick. It does look like Cities of Sigmar really was like the star of the show.
Yeah, bro.
This year.
They were turned up.
They got a lot of great stuff. Let's talk the Skaven stuff. So they finally did a remake of Clan Eshin.
Yes.
I wanted this super bad. They never. I really like Skaven. They're really cool, especially the refresh stuff looks great.
Yeah, but those old Night Runner models, bro, were looking derpy as hell.
Yeah, and I like the clan. If I was gonna build, I wanted like a Clan Eshin one. Do they have like a Clan Eshin Vermin Lord?
Oh, absolutely they do, and he's one of the better ones. You know, he's not a priest or a caster, but he's able to teleport and he's able to dig into combat and really mess people up. So I mean, yeah, if you are into Skaven, you're gonna love this new box because I mean, look at this right here. You get the named Deathmaster.
The brand new Deathmaster. So
yeah.
that model just came out. Super sick.
Kritox. And he's from the old world, bro. So
is it
like
Kritox or is it Crixit?
Or is it Crixit? I forget
It's Crixit, yeah. Crixit the Death Lord, I believe. Very awesome model.
Oh yeah, Crixit.
Crixits. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's almost like you're saying he crits on 6.
Yeah.
And then you get the Deathmaster. But yeah, you get your 2 Deathmasters, bro. And then the brand new...
everybody got refreshes, too.
The brand new little Night Runner guys. Oh, my God. They look sick, bro.
They do look awesome. They, if I was going to build Skaven, I like the, rat, lore. You know what I mean? Like, that's just sick, bro.
These are the...
I want a Master Splinter, but I want a whole army of Master Splinters that are coming to fuck you up.
Those new Gutta Runners, bro, they look sick.
I think it's cool because it changes them from more like a Horde army, you know what I mean? To like now they're more precision and assassin types.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
So I'm hoping that they give them more like a little bit harder of a hit. You know what I mean? And then maybe like a teleport out, like a Strike and Fate type ordeal.
We were talking about Screech earlier in the podcast, and one of Screech's abilities that goes off every turn is they assign like a buff to one of the clans. And I could never use the Eshin one because I wasn't running any Eshin models, so I just felt like that rule was getting wasted in the list.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, cool, throw a Deathmaster in there. I can give him some buffs from a good old Screech, man. Like, this was a needed refresh to kind of put the button on the Skaven for this edition. Because, it started with a refresh for them. And as the edition starts to wind down, reach its halfway point.
Yeah, it does seem nice. Just give them one more thing. Because, they have so much lore to explore. And that's actually one thing we're going to talk a little later today, which... We'll see. But I think we got some final takeaways from AdeptiCon. How about you? You got anything you want to talk about? You want to say, final takeaways from everything we've learned today?
I think that AOS did smashing at AdeptiCon. They showed us so much and more. It just, if you're into Age of Sigmar, it's an exciting time to just see what's on the horizon. I didn't think that this thing could give us so much. It's giving... I had dreams of what Age of Sigmar was going to bring. This is better than my dreams.
Yeah. That's actually, that's going to bring Takas to a big thing. But I really like it a lot. AdeptiCon showed us a lot. It showed us that, really they're looking at investing into Spearhead, which is one thing, it's just shown mainstream success for them,
yes.
To me. That's huge. It teaches people how to play Warhammer, and that's where they're really going to build their following, is a bunch of new people getting into it and buying models.
Yeah, Spearhead is a very safe product. As a consumer and as a producer, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Yep,
agreed. After that, I think we got that second part of Cities. Me and you were talking earlier this year, dude, Cities needs something else. They just need a little more. You know what I mean? And I felt like I'm happy to see that they got a bunch of new stuff that I felt like is really going to fill them out where they were missing some stuff, because they sunset so much old stuff and they lost so much of their versatility, and now they are becoming like that toolbox army we were talking about.
Well, call us Mystic Mech. Because we called it. We said all they need is some new big hammer, and then they're right back into this thing. And I feel like they definitely got some, maybe not firepower, but door power? No, it's definitely firepower. He's holding the door, and there's a Gatling gun in the nest this time.
There's firepower.
So are we just gonna put an ogre with a gun nest and a different type of gun now?
Basically, that's the model.
That's the model that cities will be known for.
That's the strat.
That's the strat.
What we did is we talked these Kargans
into putting a telephone pole on their back.
Yeah, and then we shoot you off of that, and then if you get close, they beat the shit out of you.
I mean, cities gunmen are so hilarious. They're like, what do we need to get these shots off and avoid combat?
Yeah, that is kind of what it is, and I think that is a great I mean, you can run up in here if that's what you want.
They forged that harness in a blacksmith, bro. They're like, we're gonna strap this to the back of an idiot.
Fit, yeah.
Ching, ching.
And honestly, I think that's one of the best things about this game is that it's evolving in a good direction. I think that's a good place to bring us into our next segment. All right, let's get into it. And before we even start, I want to be really clear and say something. None of this is confirmed. This is all speculation. So take this with a massive grain of salt, because this has been circulating enough. And even people like Rob from the Honest Wargamer have mentioned hearing similar things, but it's worth talking about. So the core of the rumor is, and I'm just going to simplify it because it gets pretty wild. The mortal realms get merged into a single world. There's basically a massive reset of the setting. A lot of major characters are gone and or disappear, and then chaos comes out on top. And the idea of the Age of Sigmar shifts into something closer to a single world setting again. So, when you hear that, what is your first reaction?
I feel like it's kind of like a knee-jerk reaction to like maybe some harsh criticism on that the different realms are tough to digest or understand. But I don't feel like they should back away from the multiple realms. I don't feel like multiple realms connected by realm gates is that obscure of a concept that we can't frame it through lore or some kind of like movie or game or narrative that explains it well enough for people to understand. But we were talking about Spearhead earlier in the podcast, and each side of the board was a different realm, and it doesn't feel like that was that hard to understand. But yeah, I don't know if I like this change unless it's written really well.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I know that they already killed the old world, and this is already a reset. Right?
Yeah.
When they did that, I was a fan after it was already Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
But it crushed a lot of fans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are like, fuck this game, fuck you guys. You guys had this game for the last 20 years, and then you blew it up, and then you made this shit.
Yeah, and maybe some of those old world players never, crossed the fence to Age of Sigmar.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of people just either gave up on Games Workshop, or they either had to buy that or buy into AOS. And then when that happened, I think AOS got a lot of hate from all the people who played before, and AOS has really nothing to do with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, the game doesn't get to pick who resets it or whatever, right?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm the target demographic that AOS was trying to get. There was never a period of time where I looked at an old world box and was like, hey, I want this.
Yeah,
and
I think they got some cool models, but their game is not as good, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think I ever would have wanted anything from old world. Age of Sigmar was that refresh that brought me on, and I feel like if you take the time to actually learn the lore, read up on a little bit of it, through codexes or just online forums, you'll find that it's not too hard to digest. And this podcast has covered a lot of the lore, and we could cover it again maybe in a one video type thing. But yeah, I'm gonna be very sad if all of the realms just kind of collide into one world again, because again, it just, like you said, it feels like a reset into what we were resetting from.
Yeah, it's one of those dude, what did you do? You guys wasted all this time and you guys didn't. There's so many things you guys didn't explore and you guys left open ended. And it's one of those just hire a writer, bro, to do those.
Yeah,
people will buy them.
And the whole thing about the one world thing is its scale, right? I feel like if all of 40K took place on one planet, that would be impossible. It could never happen, right? And all of the old world was on one planet, one world, and that's why the Skaven were able to blow it up. So how are the Skaven able to recreate that on a massive scale? I just don't see it happening except with some kind of cheap gimmick.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel. I don't know. I don't like it because it's like I said, it's
What are you gonna make? Like other like basically then you're gonna open up like realms essentially? Is that what like it's
Right.
still a realm, like you're still in the same thing, and at least now you guys have an established lore that's like you've already gotten people to buy into. I know like out of all of Games Workshop stuff, AOS is number 2. I understand 40K is like their number 1 seller. AOS is like clearly number 2. Not by just like a little bit, like no one's even close. That Lord of the Rings bullshit, like I love Lord of the Rings. That game, nobody's playing it.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing Horus Heresy. Nobody's playing Warcry. That's why Warcry is getting introduced into AOS.
Yeah. I feel like you bet to just piss a lot of people off, but
Old World, nobody's playing.
When you're right. When I go out to gaming places, I don't see people playing Old World. Yeah. I see them playing 40K. I see them playing Age of Sigmar, and I see them playing Kill Team and Spearhead. That's the games I see playing. I have never seen Warcry in the wild.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody play Warcry.
Every once in a while I'll see Underworlds, but very a handful of people.
And Underworlds is like super simple and easy to get. That's a game that they really, I think, need to push more of, is more Underworlds, because it feels like they've almost given up on Underworlds.
Yeah, it doesn't hit quite as hard as Spearhead, and...
Because, it's one of the... Well, it's like for, I feel like Radkey could play Underworlds and be like, oh, this is fun.
All they have to do to make Underworlds work is make it so that the unit you're buying in Underworlds can be used in the actual rules. Yeah. These Underworld-specific units usually go to Legends, or, they're just not feasible on the tabletop. So rather than... I think expand Underworlds to, 5 or 10 man units instead of just the 3 or 5 man units. That way you can at least be like, okay, now I have a unit to bring into proper. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like you could, with a unit of 20 clan rats, you could build a Underworlds game system around that.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I don't know. I think Underworlds they could 100% make a unit, but I think them blowing up Age of Sigmar is fucking insane.
Does it mess up all of our game systems too if they blow up the world?
Or are they going to make a new game? Is it going to be... So they've called it The Last World. Ugh. So from the lore perspective, from all of the knowledge I've attained, is Slaanesh gets broken out, which they've kind of been hinting at over this last couple of years. Yeah. They have been talking about how Slaanesh is going to break out, and then when Slaanesh breaks out, it unites the Chaos Gods, and the Chaos Gods break into Azir and kill Sigmar.
With the addition of the Great Horned Rat as the
God of Chaos now, the 5th, they finally kind of accept him in. And then I believe, he gets into Azir, and then they kill Sigmar. But right before Sigmar dies, he, makes this magical explosion happen, and it unites all parts of all of the universes into one planet. One massive battle planet.
Oh my goodness, okay. And now we have all of these factions, condensed onto one landscape. Yeah. And then all of these, realm lores and territories that we've been seeing in our battle tomes, all of that was for naught. Yeah. And I gotta wonder, do we lose factions like the Stormcast during this? Or...
Well, that's what a lot of people are worried about, is, they're worried about losing their models and losing everything, because no Sigmar. That means no... There's no reforging. There's no what is it? The anvil.
There's no anvil of there's an anvil of apotheosis, but there's no one there to reforge the soul.
It blows the whole world up. It blows everything up. Yeah. And all of the gods that supposedly are just they don't know where they're at. And I will say they've already done a good idea of they've disappeared. Alariel's still there, but Nagash is missing. Right, he's in a corporeal he's what we call a Warhammer dead. He's not
stasis.
Really dead. You know what I mean?
He's in near-death stasis.
If you know anything about any of the Primarchs, you know what I mean?
Right. Nothing truly dies at that power level.
They're in that spot. So that's where he's at. Okay. Morka they're supposedly going to disappear. Alariel's going to disappear.
What about Morathy?
Morathy's going to disappear. A lot of that stuff. They didn't even go into Morathy's kid. Morathy has a kid named Malekith. Who's supposed to be the shadow, he's the king of the Shadow Elves. He was supposed to be king of the Lumineth, but there was this curse that occurred, so he didn't get the spot he was supposed to get. Right. So he's the rightful heir, and that's Morathy's kid.
I don't like the idea of blowing up all the Order gods. I don't like the idea of Sigmar just dying like nothing.
Well, it's one of those like, man, like I understand if you gotta send Sigmar to like a Warhammer death like everybody else, like way back in like 2 years, next edition, you know. Like it'll be like the rebirth of Sigmar, and you reband him as like some Christ-like figure, you know, because like that's what he's supposed to be, right? Like that's the whole thing is he always comes back.
Yeah, he's perpetual, right?
Isn't he like isn't that what the Emperor does? Like he always comes back.
It's like, what if what if they nearly kill him, and they gotta just plug him into the anvil of apotheosis to keep him alive as some kind of life support for the next 40,000 years.
What if this is all just propaganda?
I mean,
Sigmar was only what we were told.
I mean, it negates a lot of the lore. Like the Realm Gate Wars were for nothing.
Everything was for nothing.
Yeah, and this ushers in a new age of chaos. Like it
does seem like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like half of the lore was already an age of chaos.
Yeah, exactly. A good jump. So they had the Age of Myth, which was supposed to be like an awesome time.
Yeah.
The reason that the whole thing started was because the chaos blew up the last world. So then, like, they got like an Age of Myth after like Sigmar like got all these gods and reestablished everything.
Yeah.
So now, like, then they had like an Age of Myth which was super solid, and Chaos take over, made the Age of Chaos, and then there's the Age of Sigmar where he brought back in the Stormcast Eternals and fought back against Chaos.
Right.
And it's like, what is like now Sigmar's dead and we're gonna go into Chaos? Like, there's no. Like, no, what happens? Like,
it's like we ran
it's
a little
like
bit
the
tripped.
Cells Prime gone. It's like, yeah, like, dude, like, it feels like, I don't know. It seems that's like you just threw a lot of stuff away. You're just throwing it in the trash. And it's just, there's so much you can explore. And it seems very lazy. I've heard some people say to be like, oh, well, they just don't have, like, the talent to write for, like, this. Like, it's like, dude, like, get, like, a different writer. There's several writers that will just write this really well and then give them each, like, a universe. And then you're going to have them in, like, a fucking group chat on Discord. And they're all going to talk. And you guys are like, hey, when I'm going to incorporate this into your shit. Cool. You know what I mean?
Let's say they merge all the realms into one big battle planet, right?
Yeah.
This is the last world, okay? What benefit does that give the lore?
Well, everything's there. It makes everything simplified to write, because then now... So, like, I guess, like, the one argument that I heard, and I didn't fully understand it, because you could just, like, show multiple viewpoints of the narration in different realms. Some people are saying, like, oh, well, once you start this edition, like, so we're in Scourge of Ghyran, right? So we're in Ghyran. Yes?
Yeah.
So...
And
like,
everything is focused about how the Skaven have been taking over and
so it's
messing
like
up.
how are like certain factions supposed to come there? So when they drop their new models and their new updates, like how are they supposed to explain that lore-wise?
Yeah, they're like, why is Slanesh over here in Ghyran all of a sudden?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I get you.
Chaos to me feels like the easiest. Is first of all, it's chaos, bro.
Yeah.
Chaos happens everywhere. Chaos was made by
For sure.
chaotic things happening, and it empowered the chaos gods, and now they're there.
Yeah, again, I don't feel like the multiple realms was too difficult of a concept to grasp, and I actually liked it. It was a way for them to show how vast and how varied like the universe could be without it being planets, without it being actual universe.
And if they want a war world, they have what's called the All Points, where Archeon lives.
Yeah,
he rules over the world, and it connects all of the universes together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they already have that. They can just explain it there. And Archeon has like a siege on all of that. So it's super easy to explain that they're trying to push into there.
What if it's the opposite? What if Archeon dies? And the All Points.
So there is one theory.
And he blows up the All Points.
So there's one theory that it's like a honeypot to, like, they're fishing out who the leaker is.
Uh-huh.
So they gave him this crazy stuff to leak out to the internet.
Oh, man, and then
so
none of
they
it's
could
true.
be like, yeah, it's like, do you know who Bob Lazar is?
No, who's that?
He's like the guy, like the alien guy. He supposedly worked at Area 51, and then...
Oh, yeah, Bob Lazar, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I know exactly what you're
So they
about.
talk about, like, even, like, he was, like, fed, like, misinformation to, like, that way, hey, we told you this lie. If you repeat this lie, we know who told it.
Yeah.
So, like, what if that's what it is?
I mean, I could believe that,
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, look at these last few leaks. They already leaked the whole book of Doc. They already leaked the whole book of Sylvanas.
Well, that means, like, the people who are leaking have, like, legitimate, like, credit, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's definitely somebody on the inside of Games Workshop who's leaking. So yeah, I could believe that scenario that you're saying right there, that they're giving him false information.
You know what
but this feels too real, bro.
You know what I would love is, so it's today's the 28th, March 28th. April 1st is in like 3 days. I'm hoping the person was like, got you. I got all of you. I trolled all of you super hard, and I got a bunch of clicks in the views, and it's Honest Wargamer, and he tricked us all.
Oh, man, I hope it's that, because I really, as somebody who's dug into this lore, I'm really invested in it, and I love it a lot. I'm not so naive where I can't see a one world, like, Age of Sigmar being a bad thing. There's a lot of, like, you know, fun scenarios that could crop up from all of these factions suddenly being thrust in a neighborhood. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
Do you think, so let's just guess, like, we're just throwing things out there, we don't really know, we don't have any, like, nobody's telling us anything, we're just guessing based off of what we're reading, and kind of, I guess, headcanon what I want to happen.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? Like, as far as, like, things that realistically could happen, as opposed to, like, what do you think is true and what is not true?
I could see them killing Sigmar off.
I can see them killing Sigmar, I agree with that, I can see them killing Sigmar.
He's not like a model you can play on the tabletop. He's always just talked about as this mythical thing, like, not really, like, active in the setting. And I think, you know, killing Sigmar is going to, like, I don't know, open up for, like, there to be some kind of new, like, big powerhouse for, like, the Stormcast Eternals. Because I don't see the Stormcast Eternals going away even in Sigmar's absence. I feel like they still somehow figure out how to have another anvil or another way to, like, bring the Stormcast back. And maybe that's a way to, like, you know, fix the ruination problem that they're having.
See, I think that's what happens is those guys die, or become like Chaos Stormcast.
What if they're like Death Stormcast?
That's what I'm saying. I think they become Chaos Stormcast. Like they become like, or Death. Yeah, Death easily. Like they become avatars of like Death, where like they're Stormcast but they're bad guys.
But let's say that Chaos wins and they usher in a new age of Chaos, and the Stormcast are gone. So what do we have on Order's side?
See, I don't even think Stormcast will leave. I think they'll do like they won't reforge. But they'll still be like, dude, you'll still be a giant human being. Like, I bet you, like, you know who Thor Bjornsson is?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy, right, even in this world, he's living a great life. Like,
for sure.
That guy, the Stormcasters are still going to do the same. And then they're the most, like, smartest. That's going to be the generals who are leading the world. And then they're the strongest, they're the most powerful. Maybe they don't have some of their magic, but they're still massive super beings. You know what I mean? So it's like, it'd be like Primarchs compared to human beings. That's what they're going to be.
Maybe when Sigmar dies, his energy returns to the Stormcast that are remaining. Yeah. And it empowers also, like, all the Stormcasts that are still around, like, they just become superpowered.
Yes, like, they're, like, because they already are, like, demigods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Knight, like there's the Knight Veritans, the Knight, like they're supposed to like lead in the New Age.
Yeah.
I've heard some people talking about like, so in fantasy battles it's called the Imperium, which was like all of like the like humans in the fantasy, Warhammer fantasy. The cities of Sigmar is going to become like those guys.
Okay, I can see that. I mean, as a Stormcast player, I don't want the Stormcast to go anywhere.
Same. I think that's crazy for you guys to like force this model down everybody's throat. It'd be like if they stopped making Ultramarines.
Yeah.
I think we would riot like, that's like an Epstein Files drop right there. Like, you motherfuckers, we gotta kill you now.
They're like, there was an event and it caused a virus in anybody with like Space Marine genome. So now all that's left is the Astra Militara.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I'm not playing this game. No, I think they would chase away too many of their fans. So I don't think that's realistic.
I don't think Stormcast are going anywhere.
Stormcast will be there. I'm hoping. My big thing is, so if you watch, like, Rob did, like, it seemed like he did, I love Rob, by the way, I love, like, a lot of the Sigmar content, I'm not trying to, like, talk bad about anybody, he obviously is very well connected, super smart guy, does a lot of cool content, but he was even saying, like, he doesn't think people should be worried about their models, you know what I mean, like, he's like, I don't think they'll stop, like, people should stop playing armies and stuff like that. And it does almost seem like a response because he realized he set the internet on fire the day before. So he's like, oh shit, like, try to like extinguish some of that.
Yeah.
But he also, dude, he's the one dropping the rumors, and so he knows, like, he's more educated, and obviously he even said the same thing that we said right before we started this. This is all rumors, none of this confirmed, so this could be bullshit. I'm hoping it's April 1st, I'm hoping it's one of those rumors.
Yeah, I just don't see them blowing up the setting again. It just doesn't, like I said, it doesn't add anything lore-wise or gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
Like, just saying, okay, now everything is one world, and the only thing different is this guy that we never even see or play, or, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Azir wasn't able to get broken to before. I don't like that we can just snap our fingers, and now we can get into Azir.
Well, they talk about the Skaven, so they got into Hammerhall, basically, right?
Right, and see, so the Skaven can tunnel through reality, so that absolutely makes sense.
So they tunnel in with Archeon.
Yeah, I mean,
Archeon
that would be the way
enemy
in.
lines. You know what I mean? And like, dude, you saw what happened. I got the Carnosaur right behind your shit. And that's what happens. And it's Archeon. And slaves it to darkness, so it's chosen, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a lot, man, but it's like...
It's just that I'm hoping they don't do the full reset. I feel like they already did it, and they made a lot of people really upset. And they have, to me, it's one of those, like, dude, you guys are like, I don't know how you would define successful. I think they're successful. They're doing better than Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Warhammer Fantasy Battles was getting outsold by paint lines. Like, hey, this color is outselling Warhammer Fantasy Battles as a whole. Like, no, people are buying Sigmar. People are playing Sigmar. They have Spearhead. They have Warhammer Plus. It's literally the number 2 to 40k, and it's because they put everything into 40k. And even then, they do a great job with Sigmar. So I'm really hoping they don't fuck it all up.
Yeah, I know. It's easy to look at Age of Sigmar like, oh, it's little brother to 40k. But, like, no. I feel like Age of Sigmar is making its strides against 40k to be on equal footing. But, yeah, like, they've got a lot more, like, time and history. And Age of Sigmar, it's still in its infancy. Like, I know we're on the 4th edition, but... It still feels new. It still feels fresh, and that's why I don't feel like it needs a refresh.
So let's hear your predictions for Last World real quick. Last World, what do you think's gonna happen?
Okay, if let's say the rumors are true and the world does blow up again, and but yeah, my prediction is that Sigmar is kept artificially alive in some kind of stupid. Like Games Workshop near death stasis,
like a golden throne, perhaps.
Yeah, like a golden throne. Okay, and then they just barely fight off chaos, and then decide to guard the throne with their best warriors.
What if like the Sigmar powers the what's left of the Stormcast, and the Stormcast become villains?
Man, I would hate to see any kind of chaos Stormcast, because the whole idea behind Stormcast is they're made from people who wouldn't fall to chaos.
Yeah.
They're made from people who, even as mortal men and women, were sacrificing themselves or dying heroically. Like, so these are people who are incorruptible even in their dying moments. Like, I don't like the idea that, all right, now they're corruptible. Now, I will say this. I like the idea that if Sigmar dies, like, his power transfers to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe he breaks into, like, demigods or something, or, like, he's, like, reborn.
Yeah.
I think everybody loves, like, the reborn, like, it's in a lot of really powerful lores.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I think a lot of people like that, so, like, you know what I mean? Just, I think I'm fine with that, like... You know what I mean? Give, like, a new hope for, like... Because it feels like this hope is, like... Especially with the Dawnbringers.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem like that's going too well for those guys.
Right. And I could see how, like, that... Like, putting all of the time and investment into Dawnbringers is what made, you know, Order weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The infighting between the Daughters of Cain, you know, Marathi and Crethusa. I could see why that could make Order weak. Well, you know, like the elves, like being divided, like in classism, like, you know, the LRL thinking they're the cream of the crop and all other elves are, you know, lesser elves. I could see how, like, that could create, like, that kind of infighting. If you look at the forces of Order, they're not very unified. Yeah. They're forces of Order in only that they don't, like, do fucked up shit, but they're all pretty, like, selfish, you know what I mean? It's in true Warhammer fashion, nobody's the quote-unquote good guys.
Well, as it turns out, you know, great nations fall if, like, there's infighting and everybody fights themselves.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It turns out that doesn't work out real well, you know.
Absolutely.
It's really easy to, like, manipulate.
You know, lore-wise, you know, Daughters of Cain fight fucking Stormcast.
Bro,
you know?
they all fight each other.
Yeah,
like, a lot of them, it's like a light, like... We're not friends, I just don't hate you.
Right, we're like, we don't want our realms to fall to chaos. That's the only thing that keeps us unified.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, I think, do you have any more closing statements on these rumors? Anything else?
I hope they are just rumors, bro. Like, I don't want the world to blow up. But even if it does, it's not the only... It's not like the end of Age of Sigmar. If they do a Last World, I'm not quitting. You ain't quitting. These listeners ain't quitting.
Bro, I'm not quitting. All of us are going to play. I'm hoping they don't ruin the game. The game right now, I think, is in the best spot where it could be.
Yes.
And
everyone...
all the time I've played it, bro, it's a great game. Then now they have Spearhead. They support Spearhead very well. So why not just, keep going, bro? This is... Just keep stacking money, bro.
It would really hurt if this awesome game... system that we got with 4th edition and with Spearhead is just ruined by trash lore.
That would be awesome. Well, even then, don't want them to, change the game. Just imagine how much they're changing the lore. Why are they changing... Are they going to change the game, too? Because right now, it's, as best as it's ever been.
Well, you saw at AdeptiCon, in 40K is going to move away from circular bases. They're going to moving away from their King of the Hill style gameplay, so... Change is on the horizon whether we like it or not, but the game system in Age of Sigmar 4th edition is my favorite tabletop game.
Me and Zach were talking last time, and it was, I have a bunch of battle tomes. You got a bunch of battle tomes. He's got a bunch of battle tomes.
Yeah.
We'll just keep playing 4th edition.
Yeah, we'll just keep playing 4th, and you guys just move on without us.
Yeah, you guys, we'll do this. Nah. We got to play whatever the new game is, but I really hope that they don't, ruin it. It would just be crazy for them to invest all this time, all this money, get all this gathering, to just be nah.
Give us your betting odds on the world blowing up again.
Yeah.
What would you say it is?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Would you give it the over or the under?
At this point, with just how much has come out, it does feel like it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I feel like I'm giving it the over as well.
It's, you know what? We talked about with the Strike and Faith thing going away with Sylvaneth, and I was like, I don't want this to happen, but it could totally go away. And you were even saying that I feel like it's going to go away. And then once you said it, it put it in my head, and then all of a sudden, bro, it's gone.
Remember I said it was going to go off on a roll?
Yeah. At least now it's for just the Spite Riders, get it?
Yeah, I expected it to go off on a roll, but to lose it completely, I remember I braced you for that. I was like, just start preparing for that.
Yeah. Well, especially after you said that after the OBR stuff, right? You were look at what they did.
But I love the new overgrown mechanic, bro. I love how just one little tree is a tree. You don't need a freaking ring of them.
Bro, it goes so much. To me, I love it. I think it's going to be great.
We need tree tokens for you, bro.
Building. Yes, I do need to get some sick tree tokens.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach out to Ben Floods.
Yeah.
Ben Floods been hooking it up with everybody. I got these sick... I want to give my shout out to that guy later. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. I think that was exciting. I think the rumors have been crazy, man. Especially, we still got about a year and a half almost.
Yeah.
Left until 5th edition drops. Yeah. So we have one more General's Handbook.
Yeah.
We have several armies that still have no book.
No rules. Yeah.
So we have to go through all of that. And that's if they stick to this 5-year plan, this 3-year plan. What if they change it? It seems like they're changing everything, so we'll see.
At AdeptiCon they were saying for 11th edition of 40K, and not to use 40K as a pre-emphasis for Age of Sigmar, they're completely different, and they're managed completely differently. But 11th edition said we're going to keep our codexes, and whatever you bought during 10th will still be valid for 11th, and I hope that they follow suit with Age of Sigmar, because can you imagine how it's going to be if you get your book at the end of this edition?
Well, imagine
it's good for 2 months.
If they blow up the world, then what if your faction's something totally different now?
Right, yeah.
Sylvaneth might still be around, all the trees stuck around. Seraphon might still be around.
And don't act like we're not going to buy all these books again.
Yeah. I understand. I'm just going to buy the book. I'm getting the Sylvaneth book. It's one of those, I have books for armies I barely play.
Yeah.
I have an Advent Thiefkin book. I bought that before I bought the army.
Yeah.
I have the army now, but I have the book first.
Yeah, dude. I bought the OBR book before I had anything built.
Yeah, exactly. I bought that, so... I'm excited, though. There's a lot of new exciting things. No matter how we look at this, no matter what, I think it's going to be really exciting. So at the end of the day, even if it is just a rumor, until then... We'll see something official. I'm not buying anything that's too extreme, though.
Yeah. None of this I believe. This is all just fun, what if scenarios. But it's like man, bear, pig, bro. It's not real.
Yeah, exactly. It's man, bear, pig. Are you being serial?
Super serial.
I'm being super serial. But even if this is a small part of this is true, we're in for a wild ride. So let's leave it there. Alright, that's going to wrap up today's episode of Rolling Recklessly. Jesse, I appreciate you for hopping on this one, man. It's a good one to actually have you sit down and break all this stuff down with. I was real sad when you couldn't make it for the stream, so I'm super happy and super excited to do this episode.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like this is our baby, this podcast, bro, and I'm gonna take good care of her.
Good. I'm excited. I'm very, very, very excited. Between AdeptiCon reveals and the new Spearhead box and everything that's been going on in the rumor mill, it definitely feels like Age of Sigmar is in a really interesting spot right now. With this being episode 34, we only have 2 more episodes until Season 2 ends, and we have big changes coming in Season 3 with more content, more guests, and more reckless rolls. So before we close this out, I want to pass this to you, Jesse. You got any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, I want to shout out again House of Hobbies. Friday nights at Gamers Guild North Phoenix have been booming. So many people, so many armies. It's just amazing, and I love that.
It's been awesome, man. It was like 16 people, 17 people there playing Sigmar. It was awesome.
I want to shout out Anthony from Collective Gaming down in Mesa. I was able to pick up some awesome Stormcast units from him, and he's got a beautiful store inside of a boba shop. So it's like super vibes and super friendly guy, and he has his own Discord at Collective Gaming Network. And yeah, thanks Anthony. If you're listening, man, I appreciate you. And trust me, I'll be using these Stormcasts to crush old Grizzly here.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Anthony. If that's it for your shout-outs, I got a couple people I wanted to shout out. I do want to shout out this guy I've been talking to on Instagram. Awesome dude. His name is Badger Miniatures. Lots of cool content. He plays a lot of Spearhead. We've been chatting back and forth, and he's been posting a lot of cool models. This guy plays a lot, so I just want to give him a cool shout-out. He seems like an awesome dude. Shout out to the UK, all those guys. I love that. Seeing all like the interaction from the different world players is awesome. Super, super sick. Big shout out to Ben Floods. That guy's the man, bro. That guy, he made me my own custom Rolling Recklessly, like 6'3" and 9-inch measuring markers. So shout out to him. I really appreciate that. They look awesome. I know he did all the House of Hobbies measuring sticks, the bangers.
I'm not gonna lie, me and Allie commissioned him to do some for us as well. So yeah, Ben Flood, big shout out to @BenFlood in the Discord for House of Hobbies. You are a legend and a talented painter.
Yes, no, dude. Awesome dude. I really appreciate him. Again, shout out to all the House of Hobby guys like Jesse was saying earlier. Those guys have been super welcoming. I appreciate those guys. Super great players. I'm excited to play some more games with them.
Shout outs to Zach, our teammate.
Zach, our boy Zach.
Holding down the stream while I was taking care of my baby.
Oh, yeah. Big shouts out to Zach for coming through and talking the stream with me. I really appreciate that.
We love having you on the show, buddy. I know you're busy with your Ohana, and we are nothing but 100% support of that. But when you get a chance, we got to talk about slaves and why you're so nasty with them.
Yeah, you nasty mother. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you stay connected with us at Instagram @rolling_recklessly_podcast. You can follow us over at YouTube @rollingrecklessly. And then Discord, go ahead and just check out my bio on Instagram. That has the links to everything. Most of my stuff, you can just reach out on there. You can come talk to us, come hang out with us, share your list, some hobby progress, and let us know what you think about everything that we talked about today. And seriously, we do want to hear from you. I want to know what your favorite reveal from AdeptiCon was. What do you think about all of those rumors? And then as always, until next time, may your crits be high, your paint never dry, and your rolls ever reckless.
Hell yeah.